DreamHack Masters Las Vegas is brought to you by Asus, Republic of Gamers, HyperX, Monster Energy, live at MGM Grand.
We get ready for another third map. In the last two series, we've gone that way, despite having very one-sided games. And among the first two, this one, Nuke, was a little bit closer. 16-13, FaZe eke it out at the end, 13-13, and it was a break point. I do...
Boop. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's my new favorite. At 13-13, the money was low. It could have easily gone Navi's way, but FaZe, like I say, squeak it out. We now go to Train, and they're in this series.
They certainly are. That was a surprise, I have to say. I didn't think anyone could have predicted that, especially after what we saw Mirage, the only map that FaZe have played this tournament. That's very good on Nuke, especially Rain. That was a hell of a performance from him. Very good performance, very good use of rotations, covering off main entrance. It's one of the most important places to play. You have to cover the hot window, you have to cover Squeaky, watch outside, and you've got to rotate at the right time to vents. He did all of that fairly well throughout the entire half, maybe one or two slip-ups, if that. I almost did a trivet. I was actually spawned in the knife round. I almost ruined everything, but...
That's called... yeah, that's called a trivet.
I almost did that. And
do you know what a trivet is?
No, what is it?
It's when you take a pot out of the oven and you sit it on something, like the little steel coaster that protects it from burning the counter. Yeah. That's a trivet.
Right. Fair enough.
1T, but that's why our family motto is safe under fire, or safe in fire. We're not really sure. It's Salvus and Igne, if someone wants to convert that.
Got a family crest?
We do.
Nice.
We do.
Well then, we get into Train. The knife round is complete. It will be Na'Vi sat in the CT side. One of the few maps left in the pool, but it still is heavily CT sided, I would say. And we'll get into this third and final map of this evening. This will decide our last team entering the playoffs and into the arena tomorrow, which I've heard is going to be absolutely electric. So I'm looking forward to it. We're actually going to be inside the stadium with them. Analysts have to stay out here, Matt.
Yeah, get wrecked.
So we'll be in there with the hype.
They've got this lovely big desk, though. I can totally understand it.
Yeah, true. It's a bit of a nightmare to move that in.
It's true. It's true, and I don't really want them in there anyway.
Fair enough. So
they can stay out here by themselves. Guardian and Edward, side by side, brothers in arms.
Looking quite jovial still.
That's all I like you heard me say his name. So we have got one player missing in the server. It's just joined back, and I think it was Kiyoshima, so we should be ready to roll any second. Train, I don't know if I want to read too much into the Jacob mercenary factor anymore. It is still two-sided in most cases, but it's very much based on picks.
They seem to be getting better every single time they play, which is promising, and hopefully they'll close things out with an exciting one to finish us off. But ladies and gentlemen, like we said, the final map this evening, Na'Vi versus FaZe. FaZe certainly the underdogs here, playing with the stand-in. Na'Vi desperately trying to make their way to the playoffs, and the final boss here is going to be FaZe on this map. We'll have a look at the buys. 4 sets of armor for FaZe. Carrigan with the smoke. Normally most teams favor towards the inside side, but looks like they go the opposite here. Towards Ivy they go.
Smoke out. That'll go towards Z. So he's already backing off of it, though. It's Kiyoshima alone toward the B side. Alu, Jacob, and Rain out toward Ivy. That's where the bomb is. So this is either a wraparound at worst case if they can't find picks, or inside because Kiyoshima's gone back toward Pop Dog and Carrigan's in. First blood goes to Guardian, though. And that slows down the push on Ivy. 4 still defined, but 2 more in that position. Alu's one of them, Jacob's the other, and they both go down to Edward. Simple finds Kiyoshima, and that's done.
Well then, the outside split doesn't really work out too well for them. Getting mowed down by Simple and Edward there. Good crossfires, nothing really achieved for FaZe. No bomb going down, bit of a problem. Means they will be forced by into the second round. No chance of the AKs on the third. As we get into this now, Scout comes in for Guardian. 2 M4s, 2 UMPs, pretty standard stuff here. And the second round for the defending side. No grenades. That was a problem for FaZe in the second round on Nuke. Very difficult to break the choke points if you're going to go in as a team, especially towards inside. But regardless, who cares if Rain's in this sort of form right now, hitting every single shot. He punishes Seas for facing towards the lower ramp, and he quickly makes his way towards upper. Oh my god.
Wow.
I caught that on my screen. That was sick.
Kerrigan just wrecks Guardian. Simple gets Jacob back, but it now returns to Flamey on B, who's alone for the moment. He thinks he's alone. Doesn't seem to be anyone around, but he's backing up. And Rain is actually inside, getting closer. He's not going to see him either. Gun animation in his way. Rain spots him running the other direction, but can't find him. And he's dropped back down, finally gets behind him, finally gets a shot into the back of his head. Flamey, though, does get Kerrigan with a nade that was thrown before Rain could find him. What a shot on Simple. If he found him sooner, he'd have one other teammate still to work with. It would be a 3-on-1. As such, it's Edward to try and pull this back, and he's clutching at straws to do so. Rain, again, is absolutely on fire. 4 kills for him.
Yeah, definitely on fire. That's a very fair assessment. I'm sure we're going to see some replays of those deagle shots coming in. Carrigan's look absolutely glorious, but it's Rain with another 4K. Some very impactful kills there, and Na'Vi just have no idea what in God's name just happened to them. Desert Eagles in retort, and we'll see whether they can step up here and give FaZe the similar treatment. No armor really, apart from Simple. So Eagles 5-7 CZs, 1 HE grenade. Looks like they'll be focusing towards the outside site. 4 players for the CTs there. And Simple, does he dare face towards Ivy? He does, but gets away with it for now.
Deagle shot does actually connect. Simple gets Kerrigan running into his bullet, but Jacob does get the kill in the end. Right through the corpse of his teammate by the looks of the animation on the kill feed. Jacob starts to go. Jacob goes with pro ass. He's got down Flamey behind the smoke. There's another defined, but he's on 1 HP, so he'll bail. Let his teammate take over the responsibility. And his teammate successful. Alu catches Guardian. Seized with it all to do.
Indeed, well, what can he do? CZ in hand, he's in T-spawn. Not too much by the looks of things. Not really too much to save here. But make his way towards Ivy. See, actually, sticking around the dumpster. See if he can get an exit frag. But it's going to be FaZe with a pretty clean sweep there. Jacob surviving on 1 HP. He finds 2 frags there. And FaZe actually, looking how they turned out to play in this series, this would be really disappointing for Na'Vi if they didn't make it to the playoffs here. Like when this team was first formed and Simple came in, people were speculating this is the team that wins the major. This is the team that comes #1. It's everything Na'Vi needed. But
been far from.
Yeah, it hasn't necessarily been
winning New
amazing.
York as well. Everyone thought that was confirmation of that thought.
Indeed. 2-1 though. FaZe do take the early lead after losing the pistol. It's Rain and Jacob. Some fantastic form. As we enter round number 4, it has to be another eco for Na'Vi, so presumably going to be 3-1. More Deagles purchased, CZs, and a chance for FaZe to use the saved SMGs going forward and farm some cash here. No all purchase as of yet, not really required. Inside stack though from Na'Vi. Maybe you're going to go for a push on lower ramp. Who knows? We'll find out soon.
Sees plays E-box. Stack at B, not particularly at lower ramp, but Simple and Flamey there. Guardian back towards Z is rotating off, and Edward was at ladder. Good shot from FaZe. It's Alu that started off with the AK-47, no less. Kerrigan's made it in through Ivy as well with this MAC-10. He could find Simple, but Simple's got Alu down first, waiting patiently. Can't land the shot with the MAC-10. Simple doesn't realize where he's taking damage from, and Kerrigan gets both. Well played on the MAC-10. Man advantage as well. And Kerrigan's going hunting for more. Build up the money. Let the chips roll in and let a team kill fly for Rain.
Well then, Simple doing a bit of a show with the Desert Eagle there. Manages to get 2, but it's not going to be quite enough. 3-1 in favor of FaZe as the first gun round begins. And I'm interested to see if it's a double AWP setup for the CTs. It's not. Just Guardian picking up that weapon. And, of course, Alu on the terrorist side as well. Here's the replay of the Simple Deagle. Round number 5. Quite limited to CTs, but it's enough to work with. Guardian towards Ivy for now, smoked out. Looks like it's quite a lot of commitment in terms of the utility used by the T's at the start there, just trying to potentially bait out the nades from the CTs himself, and it's actually working quite effectively. Guardian, though, he's going to nail that first shot.
Does indeed. And a missed shot from Alu allows the possibility, and then takes Alu down himself. Guardian's looking for a third. It's Simple to get it. But a third one still presents itself toward Pop Dog. And Jacob's backed away from Ivy. Doesn't want to go in alone. He's going to rotate around toward a main bomb down in that position. Kiyoshima's building space. Watch his direct right. Nade thrown. Does Flamey try and strike with an nade still out? Certainly does. And down goes Kiyoshima. Kiyoshima down. It's Jacob alone. Bypasses the bomb, at least for now, to find one more kill through the smoke. Taking damage, and even without the tracers, pretty easy to figure out where that's coming from. So, gets sprayed, gets prayed, and we go to 3-2.
Well, there it is. Guardian, as soon as he gets the AWP. Lovely first shot there to take down Carrigan. We didn't catch a second one. Oh, that was nice. Alu there. An open hand, taken down by one of the world's best. And round number 6 comes in. It's going to be enough money for FaZe to buy. It's going to be Carrigan down to the UMP, but that's not necessarily a disadvantage. Some people are very good with that weapon. Same story for Flamey as well. And this round will be interesting. This is the one that decides who's going to be going on the eco next. Number 6. Nothing really given away as of yet from FaZe. They will be making their way towards Ivy once more. 2 players in that position. It's going to be Carrigan and Jacob. Waiting out a shot there from Guardian. Gives his position away, but they won't be doing much more than that.
Guardian looking for an additional shot through the smoke out toward Ivy. Oh, has an X-ray in front of him. Don't think that was landable from that position. He was slightly back. It was misleading. But Simple is waiting at Sandwich, and Guardian's going to rotate that direction. They're going to put more focus onto A main instead. FaZe will back off from CT and rotate to cover off Ivy as a result. That leaves Flamey alone, which Edward... Hold on, Pop Dog. Cover off the wall. Kiyoshima's going to go down, flash out. 2 from Ivy to push through. Sees, wants it, gets 1. He stays alive as well, but he lets 1 go by. Simple's got every angle to cover 3 ways around him. Only manages 1. And Alu finds him and continues forth to find Edward, and with Jacob getting seized, they actually pull the man advantage out of that situation when it could have gone much, much worse. But Flamey, oh, thank you for showing me the gun barrel. Make sure he hits the shot, UMP, and he sits back with bomb down to find where Jacob's gone. He reads it perfectly well, and it's 3-3.
How does he do this every single time? He's always so aware. Great stuff by Flamey, and around it looked like FaZe were going to run away with. He manages to step up, and you can just see how powerful that UMP is. So precise to the players that can tap with it and know how to use it the best and most effective way. Just absolute masterclass there in a clutch situation. He just knows exactly what's going on. Lets you walk exactly where his crosshair is placed. Doesn't get much better than that in terms of a clutch. Lovely, lovely stuff. 3-3. Navi take a round back, and it's going to be Tech9's and some smokes here inside Rush.
Nade. Oh, that is big damage. Everyone except for Kerrigan hit by that nade, and Seas will just mop them up. Likes to pull out a nade, though, as backs away. The Molotov will cost him his life in the end, but he's done so much work. Bomb not going to be planted in the round. Simple makes sure of it by getting Kerrigan. And it's Navi now with 4.
Indeed, and no bomb plant coming in for FaZe there. Lost bonus. Only be the 3rd stage. Tech9's chipped their money down. We'll have to take an eco here. Navi with a chance to swallow their bank accounts, and Seas brings out the MP9, of course. This will be another eco going forward. So Guardian back on the orb. He'll be patrolling towards his standard position. Ivy / main entrance. As we're going to run number 8 here.
Alu with fast pace toward Pop Dog. Has already made his way on the ladder, but look at Seized. Already starting to the stairwell. MP9 with 1 to back away. No need to overextend. Smart for all of you watching at home. Get the kill, get back. Hold your man advantage, which they only have by 1 now, with Kerrigan getting a shot back into Guardian.
A chance there now. He gets the AWP, and he's got some positional control towards Ivy as well. She's going to be falling back. And so they can slow the round right down here. Allow Kerrigan to try and work a pick here. His 2 teammates are towards Pop Dog. If he gets a pick, they're going to try and strike and maybe get that bomb down, but they've got a problem. Someone's pushing behind them. It's Seized with the MP9.
Seized is going to be above, though, not directly behind, so he still has to get down Pop Dog, which makes it a little bit problematic in terms of timing. But, oh, he sees the foot. I'm sure 100% he saw that foot, but he doesn't see the second player. Can't do anything about it. Alu saves his teammate and opens up a passage back to the B site.
Yep, that's going to be a perfect window of opportunity. I thought they were going to take that. And the CTs do rotate in, but to be fair, the CTs would have been there and ready for them. So that's actually a pretty decent call from the Ts. 40 seconds remaining, not overcommitting, allowing Carrigan to still work with them.
Simple's position. He still thinks about A main, but he knows they've got to be coming up. Pop Dog eventually lines up 1, spots the shadow from the 2nd, can't close it, but a headshot on what would have been the 3rd means that this is pretty much done because Alu's got 16 HP, enough to take Simple down, no less. So he doesn't quite get the 3 kill, but he was the one that anchored on the A site, makes it 5 in a row. Excuse me, not quite in a row, 4 in a row for Navi, 5 total. They did win pistol and get eco'd. Keep that in mind.
So, FaZe managed to get the AWP, and Sees dropping down the ladder there. Funny too, like you said, he spots one, thinks it can't be two here. It's going to be a free kill for me. He has no idea I'm coming. And as soon as they actually get that kill, they run back to inside, but that would actually been to their detriment. They would have been sprayed down there. There was an instant reaction from Na'Vi. Back towards us as they go, but Simple with a great position there, actually spraying. 2 down and managing to secure the round. Goes round number 9, 5-3. Fast play towards Popdog.
Wallbang sees down to 36 in that first shot. Who's on the second op for Na'Vi. It's not simple, but Rain, again, goes in and just absolutely obliterates the defense. They've got them down lower as well, but through the edge of the smoke, it's Guardian to find Alu. He's one of the 2 ops left in the round. He's the one that's getting all the kills. Nearly a third. Misses just barely on Kerrigan, who resets his aim in time. He gets off the bomb. And now will plant it, or has he not? He's thought better of it because he doesn't have information. He's left himself open. Flamey, I'm surprised he commits to the shot toward Popdog when he knows that Kerrigan's got close, but he makes up for it. And it brings it back even. Flamey has the kit as well. Keep an eye on that because he's got to stay alive and keep himself in contention. If Cease gets closer with an AWP as well, that rifle, it needs to be there to trade. At the worst case scenario, they've backed away inside A main and inside Popdog. Smoke out. They're going to transfer back in. Kiyoshima, defuse, already denied. And Flamey's got to do it all himself. The Molotov now extinguished. Spots the first player, Kiyoshima, on top of the train, but can't cover off Rain, who gets another 3K.
Rain, go away.
Come again another day.
He's doing a fantastic job there, just coming out towards the main entrance. To be fair, Alu, I'm not sure he got a collateral. He definitely did hit one AWP shot, and there was some damage done to the secondary CT waiting by Popdog as well. And it's just Rain coming out, punishing both of them. So confident, it seems, at the moment. Rain doing a fantastic job as he finishes the round off as well there. Lovely, lovely stuff. And we go into 5-on-5 plays 4. Still some money available for Na'Vi, of course, after winning 4 rounds in a row. Guardian back on the AWP, but not the best situation. 2 UMPs will have to come in. And Kiyoshima has control of Brown Halls.
Guardian with a flash out for his teammate Flamey up close. They don't expect it. Down goes Kerrigan, smoked off, and Guardian, before that smoke bloomed, nearly hit another shot out toward Ivy on Jequim.
Is that what we're calling him now?
Yes, but Guardian's tagged down to 41 in the process. Call it what you will.
Well, 5-on-4 for now. Towards inside we go.
Seized on the bomb as well. Is going to let them walk right into his cross there. Down goes Keo. Transfer over the other side. Decent damage, but Rain. Oh, look at the HP. Alu with 1. Rain with 2. Jacob has 100, but it's 3 members of Na'Vi all better off. And they walk through. Flashes both ways. Simple. He's lost track of it. That could be costly because it's low HP, but he would get the jump. Rain instead goes down, and they clear off all but Jacob, who's rotated around from Ivy. So he's just arriving now. Good play to find Simple. Still a chance. Smokes himself off. They're not on the defuse.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. They can't win the round now.
They don't have kits. They're going to try and hold it. Jacob can't line it up. Goes for a get again. He's so close. Gets them both. Jacob. He pulls it off for FaZe.
Wow. I thought he was done for. But he knows exactly where the bomb is. Uses the smoke perfectly. Double spray down. Like, that's pretty much the only way he can win the round there. Takes his vision away, just lines it up to perfection there.
Look how hard that is to line up when you don't have what
that's kind of godlike. That was so good. I thought there was absolutely no chance he could do anything with that situation. As soon as he smoked himself out, but you're right, without having the kit there, that was a real ordeal for the CT. It's going to be another eco here. 5-on-4 straight away. Rain, of course, he's the one to open things up. Takes a headshot in return, but Ali finds a secondary kill, secures the situation.
Alu with op inside of A main. Pistols only for Na'Vi, broken down yet again. Alu wants to try and open it up, find a possibility in doing so. Sees meanwhile, oh, that nade. Down to 42. Thought he was going to get gifted a clean shot toward the top of the ladder. That doesn't happen. So Kerrigan and Kia will work together. It's Edward at Sandwich. That's their biggest threat. Whether he's a threat at all with just the pistols up for debate. Cloud9 stickers on it. As he backs away, forced out by the Molotov, transfers around to E-Box, caught by Kerrigan. And around for FaZe, surely. Seized already tagged up on 42 is the last alive.
There we go. 5-on-1, just Siege remaining now. not really too much he can do here. He's down to 42 HP, and it's a clean sweep by FaZe, actually putting up a very convincing showing here on the T side of Train. They're going to take the lead here on Terrorist side, and considering they have to stand in and what we've seen from them so far, I don't think anyone had them down to win this series. That would be such a difficult call to make. And what we saw on the first map as well, 16-6 on the map they played 3 times. You thought, okay, they're done for now. No chance of taking this series, but surprises on Nuke and looking to do the same here on Train as well. It's Kiyoshima, or Carrigan I should say. Kiyoshima with the assist to finish things off. 5 players surviving. I'm looking at the money right now. There will be a buy for Na'Vi. Can't get the AWP, which has been pretty influential for them. Guardian with some big picks, and I don't think they have kits either. So this is a chance out for FaZe. If they pick up this round, they're going to break the economy once again, and then actually maybe win the half as well. That's kind of nuts. They actually lost the pistol as well.
They did indeed. They won the ensuing eco though, so it's not like it was the 3-round spread.
Yeah, indeed, but still,
yeah,
just to paint a picture for you.
Yeah, it's a tougher task. I mean, that just goes to show you that they outplayed them on that round as well.
Yeah.
If all things considered. Guardian with a quick peek toward Ivy, spots smoke and a Molotov coming down, so he'll back off, forced away. Simple, therefore, with him coming back inside of the site, can afford to get a little more aggressive, and all works in tandem. He'll fall down towards Sandwich. Flamey's playing off the Guardian as well. It's Edward at ladder to control. He's actually above it. He's in control room itself. That really strengthens the A defense, and Seized is backing off of B. If they go for Pop Dog split to A with 2 coming in Ivy, positions aren't terrible for Na'Vi, you know?
Well then, Edward down to 45 HP. I won't give anything just yet. It looks like an A split though. 3 players towards Pop Dog, 2 towards Ivy. Smokes will come in. They'll try and pin to the bomb site, but there's 4 players for the CTs waiting for them.
Simple, just holding station, hoping that he'll get the right timing on the peak when they do arrive, but it's Jacob to get down Flamey, and here comes the wraparound. They've gone B. They're going to go back through CT. Seized.
Oh, so good.
Is sitting in the blender, or is he? Guardian, good catch on Jacob before he gets around. It's Kerrigan that's already there, and they should know he's arrived. So Guardian out from Z connectors, immediately going to look to that direction. He's caught off by Seized in the meantime. Chance for the retake from far, but Alu hits the shot on Guardian, and the Molotov holding Edward out, I think, confirms the round.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. 3-on-2, Edward and Simple separated, and Rain nails another headshot there to take down Simple. Just going to be Edward, and that's a really beautiful strategy there. You can see what they're trying to do at the start. 3 players towards Pop Dog, smoking completely towards outside, and then they have 2 players coming out towards the Ivy area. That actually suggests this is going to be a full outside commitment, but it's not. The players that throw the smokes go back towards inside, and the Ivy players are wrapping around CT spawn. It's so well done at that point. They find the first kill. The CTs have no idea what's going on. Yes, Guardian finds 1 as he gets towards the backtracks there, but they've already got fear inside the CTs as to where the remaining Ts could be. And Alu, once he set out towards that lower ramp, they're so disjointed, Na'Vi, and it's going to be FaZe going up 7-5 here, and it's another eco. Well, round number 13. Like we said, if FaZe picked up that previous round, they're actually going to end up winning the half here. Airstrike mentality map, you can see it on the Na'Vi buy, 4 HE grenades. Presumably going to use those towards main entrance at the very start, try and take down the AWP. We'll see if that actually works out. 2 players there. Do the grenades come in straight away?
Not yet. Where are they? Well, one of them is on the ground, not even thrown. Second one will go in, damage onto Alu, but it's not significant enough.
I think they had to throw those grenades at main at the start. That would have been perfect, but...
Would have been.
Yeah, oh well.
Well, think about that for next time, Henry. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but FaZe have a lead. Again, on now the 3rd map, and a chance to send Na'Vi home. It's not a done deal yet, by any means. Round 14, it's 8-5, but impressed I am. I called 2-0, Henry. Do I still get all in on 2-1?
No, you don't.
Well, you're a dick, and I'm sorry. I want it anyway.
Well, double set up. Round number 14. Guardian and Season the aforementioned weapons, but he's going to have glass cannon here. Let's see whether this is the adjustment Na'Vi need. This game is starting to slip away from them. It's going to be aggressive play from the T's towards outside, and Alu to open things up. Rain pushing through the smoke with a flashbang. This is the play, and Alu finds a 2nd kill as well. Looking very promising, but Flamey strikes back.
Oh, Alu, in the open as well, was trying to find the player falling back down the ladder. Couldn't do it. He leaves himself open, and a good shot from Flamey. But that's not enough to do it. FaZe will now get 9 rounds. Close call, fast round as well.
Just to point out as well, Flamey got 4 kills there. And he's like, guys, I can't do any more here. Please, could you just get 1? And
he's at 13.
Yeah. It's going to be the last round here. It has to be another force buy. Na'Vi gets a famous 2 Max 7s, a UMP and an M4. This is going to be 10-5. Very likely to be, but still a chance of those shotguns. They can be a little bit menacing at times. And towards inside we go. Perfect place, and there it is. C's open things up, takes down Kiyoshima.
And C's taking Kyo's going to continue to push through. It would have funneled him toward Edward if there was more in that position through Pop Dog, because he has the other shotgun down below, but he's going to rotate it back. He's going to try and slide out toward A main. Guardian has Rain down. It's Alu to get Guardian. Jacob falls. Kerrigan trades. But it's just Kerrigan remaining 1 versus 3. So those shotguns do tremendous work. They're upgraded for Seized. He's gone on to an AK-47. Kerrigan, good shot on Edward.
Not out of the woods just yet. Kerrigan fighting back here. Has information as to where Flamey was, but at this point the bomb's still down. And he needs to find Seized, who's defending it. He's on the dumpster right now. So many angles to check here. It's almost impossible for Kerrigan, but if he finds this kill somehow, he actually takes the advantage back.
He's got to consider that dumpster position, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got the Molotov.
He's going to have to slide back to wall, Steel did a video on this, and check T-spawn first, because that's the wide open angle. That's covered off, wrap around, instant look to the right. It's got to do it. Oh my goodness, Kerrigan, you had to. Seized will get him. It goes 9-6. Na'Vi, you called that it might not have gone their way. They make it work with the fast push of Seized on the shotgun.
Yeah, had to do something there. Backs to the wall. They pushed in that inside lower ramp. Seized doesn't look too happy about it, but he gets the first kill with the Max 7. Regardless, FaZe on the T side, I bet if you told them going into this one, you're going to get 9 rounds of T side, they'd be very happy with that. So this is actually a great result for them. And like we said, they lost the pistol. Yes, they win the second round force buy, but still, that's amazing scoreline, all things considered. And we're going to the second half here. This is the third and final map. This would be a bit of a travesty, I would say, for Na'Vi to drop out the FaZe, who looks really weak in the opening games of this tournament. Playing with a stand-in, they would be heavy favourites going into this one. And right now, FaZe, I have to say, look like the better team.
They do. They definitely do. And Rain again has stepped up. 13 kills for him, 13 for Alu, 13 for Kerrigan.
All the 13s.
13 for Flamey. Simple's the only one above that on 14. Kill distribution more even and unsurprising. On FaZe side, look at the pistol stats as well. 7-2 for Na'Vi for pistols in this tournament. 2-7 for FaZe, and they're the ones up in this game. They did lose the first half pistol. You said that. They got the eco, sure, but still had to win the eco.
Yeah, it's still not an easy thing to do. Well, here we go then. The T-side pistol. We'll have a look at the buy. 3 sets of armor, and it's going to be Flamey as one of the supermen, we call them, when they have the Tech 9 and Boyama to run in first and see if they can do a lot of damage. And a couple of smokes to work with as well. We normally discuss the idea that most terrorist teams end up towards B, but we'll see what that's meant to be this time, because they do have 2 smokes that suggest maybe something towards outside, but they're trying to get some upper ramp control here, and Jacob gets a headshot in the process.
Kyo forced back as he spots 2 peak corner. But back is what Na'Vi will do with Edward already backing down the hallway. No one down at Pop Dog just yet, but Ali is rotating around and around and back over to B. There'll be Rain pulling out from Ivy as a result to cover that. At least 2 in A. 2 inside Z connector as well in that sense. Rain, I still consider in the A site, but he's ready to rotate out of the direction. So is Alu back from B. And a smoke will go down at Sandwich. This will allow a much better entry. Kerrigan smoked off, has a lineup, so he's just firing into it, hoping it works. It's Rain. It's going to be the man with vision. Flash goes too deep. Down he goes as well. Simple's found the kill, so this will put the bomb in position for a fast plant. Seized will be the one to do so. And there'll be no one to walk out Pop Dog fast enough to cancel that plant. Kiyoshima's a little bit late to the equation as the battle resumes. It's Simple again to find a kill. Tagged up heavily as Alu sprays through all his bullets on the USP, reloads in time, but Simple gets that kill as well. 3, now 4 for him in the round. And it's Kiyoshima coming out from Pop Dog that's going to greet Guardian face on. But look who's chasing down his ace as he runs out from Ivy. Oh, it's denied. And Kiyo goes for a knife as well because he's out of bullets. Last bullet to deny the ace.
Not really much you can do about that, but there it is. Na'Vi head back towards outside after showing some presence on the upper ramp towards inner, getting the headshot. 2 smokes towards outside, getting the bomb down, and Simple of a masterclass in Glock action there, managing to find 4 frags in total, just mowing them down. Anyone who walks in front of him, pinpoint accuracy there. So then 9-7. Na'Vi pull one back, and there will be some sort of a buy here from FaZe. We're not forcing it. Kiyoshima brings out a scout and some upgraded pistols around him. They have a kid as well, just in case. As we go towards Ivy, though, he's going to be rushing here. Look for that first frag, and he's going to get it as well.
shot, Flamey to take down Alu. Jacob's there to get it back, though, with the deagle. It's Flamey to fall. Watch for Seized. And he gets too simple. Does get his 5th kill.
Yeah, over just like that.
Round late.
Yeah.
It's an ace in 2 rounds. that works.
Yeah, that's yeah, works. We'll give it to you. 9-8. Full eco here. Navi should tie things up. This is going to go the full distance. This is going to be a really great game. Like, the highlight for me so far has to be that Jacob clutch through the smoke. That you don't see that every day, man. I didn't even think he had any chance to win it. That was so sick. And then some crazy deagle action as well. Rain continuing amazing form here. But for now, Navi back in the driving seat, and they should almost certainly tie things up in this round. We'll be interested to see whether they rebuy, whether they keep the SMGs and try and keep this fast mentality going.
Guardian just barely misses the opportunity to see a FaZe player inside of the smoke as Alu will be downed by Flamey, running by with the MAC-10. It's Simple that has the bomb, but simply stated, it's Na'Vi that has the round. Another very efficient round at that. Their money is tremendous. 5 players stay alive in the last round, round 18. Round 17, 4 stay alive. Pistol 3 stay alive, so they haven't had to invest much at all.
Well, they've answered my question there. They do upgrade from the lesser weaponry. Yeah, MAC-10's are given away, so they upgrade to 3 AKs. They keep one SMG in the hands of Seized, but Guardian picks up the AWP. You can see that FaZe do have a decent buy. They didn't force fully into the second round. They have a couple of, they have 1 kit, some nades, and the Alu AWP itself. So toward the inner we go, though, and I think that's where Alu is, and misses the first shot. kiyoshima taking damage on the lower ramp as well, so there's going to be some positional control granted towards Na'Vi. No one taking an injury just yet.
Set is for Alu to watch in the lower entry. kiyoshima to stay behind bomb train to watch upper. They're going in aggressively. Kyo hits 1. He's looking for more, but it's Flamey that's going to deny it. And you were in awe of the fact of Alu's death that allows them to walk into the site on both approaches, both facets, plant the bomb. And it's Kerrigan, Jacob, and Rain that remain. And I think already they're committing to passive approach. Kerrigan could slip in from CT. If he finds a kill, they'll go. If not, Rain and Jacob inside Z, I imagine will back out quite quickly. Flamey's getting ever closer to their position, though. And he could easily walk in and find both. Not going to happen. Kerrigan now has confidence. They're closer to the site. There's a kit for Kerrigan to work with. Simple still down below on the floor. And both Seized and Guardian backtrack toward the site with Simple gone. They've got to set the crossfire. Guardian's on the high ground. Seized. Good pick on Jacob. Guardian with the AWP. Better shot that'll confirm the round. That's done. Rain's gone. Not before getting Seized and getting his 3rd kill, mind you.
A cheeky little kill there to finish things off. 3 in total, not quite enough there to pick up the round. Alu trying to challenge towards that upper ramp. I explained in the previous game today that can be a really strong position for an AWPer. It means he can play that position almost by himself once he gets established there. But there's some heavy presence from Na'Vi. He misses the first few shots and he overcommits potentially there towards the lower ramp. Tries to get the kill back in their favor, but taken down. That's when Na'Vi strike towards the inside site. And now FaZe going to be on pretty much full eco here. They have got 1 with save weapon, of course, in the hands of Rain, and some P250s and body armor to go with him, but not too much. We'll see what happens here in round number 20. Guardian on the AWP, not going to be committing just yet. They want to see if any CT aggression is presented up first, and then they'll go into some sort of execution. Especially at this stage of the game, really can't afford to let anyone die. Want to make sure they're treating this like a gun round and using the Molotovs, the smokes, and trying to get that first pick, and they won't necessarily commit even when they get it.
Simple just waiting to see if anyone's going to push up from the B site, the depths below the ramp. As he holds station, Edward starts to get more aggressive. Guardian and Flamey will follow down the hallway. Rains in this B site, and when it rains, it pours. As we've seen in this series, and he's the one on the AK. Could be a factor if Na'Vi commit to the position. Pop flash, waiting for the right click from Edward. And Rain preset with aim. He's changed it, though. He's backed away, and that might be the exact moment Simple goes, but he's going to line up below. Rain, when it rains, it pours. There it is. He gets 2 as they walk in through the door. He sets for more. Sprays back, but it's Guardian with 2 good shots. And they have to turn their attention backward behind them. A flank to come in. Seized will hold that. Guardian to plant, and Simple still has high ground close to CT spawn, which should give them all the information required. Shoulder bait to Seized. Surely will bait out his position, but he's got the information required. Maybe not matter if he's got information because kills come in. Missed shot, Guardian. Pop flash to buy space. And that'll bring Simple back into the equation with the AK-47. Having Alu down at upper, it now becomes a one-on-one. And it's an op in the one-on-one. 3 kills for Guardian. He may need more. Jacob, he's going to get on this. Tap it, not holding it yet. Tech9 realizes now Guardian's gone out to the side. But he continues to tap and bait. He wants to get the shot, but he's got to get it pretty much right now. If there's any chance of the defuse, and Guardian's going to deny that simply by staying alive. Might miss the next shot. That's fine. Tech9 will eventually close it.
4 kills for Guardian. Oh, just about survives the blast radius as well. Rain definitely made it interesting there with a saved AK-47, but headline is Na'Vi do get the 5-0 here on the T side. And after coming into this half in a 9-6 deficit, they've clawed their way back to the victory here. And we'll see what kind of buy comes in for FaZe. Should be quite healthy considering that was an eco. And a replay of the Guardian frags. Nailing most of the shots. Got a little bit tricky towards the end there with Jacob, but wins the round regardless and stays alive.
And stays alive to keep the op in play. Yet to win a round is FaZe on their CT side. 5 straight for Na'Vi. Not uncommon to see a 5-0 start in the first half, so therefore why would it be uncommon to see one in the second half? Therefore this gun round becomes the important factor. Flash in, Alu blind, tries to fire against it but can't. Smoke off instead to get defensive. Actually did tag seized. Hit him in the lag as he jumped across, put him on 16. Sweet 16, Henry G. Those were the days.
A long time ago now.
Rolling back the years.
Yeah, maybe the decades.
Just one.
Yeah, 12 years for me.
Simple top of Pop Dog with an AK in his hand. Looks like an outer set piece. Edward and Guardian waiting to go main, but Alu in rotation position at Z connector should mean that Kerrigan Rain can focus Ivy. Jacob just has to watch the front approaches of the site. And it's Flamey to start down Ivy first. Simple Molotov'd off. They are baiting out the utility. 1 Molotov left. Last smoke thrown from the T side at Ivy. But there's only flashes left in the CTs, and Flamey's got the opening kill. Kerrigan. He tries to fire back into it, can't. Smoked off now, and Ivy's going to make him push into hell. That's going to catch off at least one. And look at the round, it switches. All in the name of the blue because it's all Edward back against 2. He's got the first kill, but Kiyoshima swings out, and it goes to 11-10.
That looked like it was destined to be a Na'Vi run. They get the first 2 picks. Guardian legged the player as well. Then all of a sudden, like he said, the kill feed lights up with blue names, and here's the replay of what we didn't see. Kerrigan doing some great work there. Just 180s all over the place and hitting all the shots required. And it's going to be a pause coming in from Na'Vi. You get 1 tactical pause per map, regardless of what half it is. And we do have enough money for a buy here, but it's a chance to calculate themselves and work out what happened there. Still have the lead for now, and we'll see whether Na'Vi can fight back in round number 22 here. Buys coming in. I'm just going to have a look at their money. So FaZe have opted for a Mag 7 in the hands of Jacob here. They've got an order for Alu, but yeah, Jacob down to $0. His money wasn't great, so he's going for close range rifle money. Normally going to be used towards Pop Dog or the lower ramp. I would say the former is more likely. So it's discussing whether they want to maybe go a bit aggressive here. We saw how powerful that shotgun can be towards the lower ramp in the hands of Seized. This could be the perfect time to throw in a fast round from FaZe. When you take the pause here, obviously Na'Vi are coming up with something, a new idea, how they're going to operate in this upcoming round. So FaZe are chucking a bit of a curveball now, especially when they've got a little bit of lesser buy, something like a shotgun, push 2 or 3 players to one's inside, get the first pick, fall back. That could be quite an interesting idea. But we'll see whether they stick to their guns and play a default round. 35 seconds remaining. There's Raban, the coach for FaZe.
Coach indeed.
1.6 Legends.
Was indeed. He's been alongside these FaZe guys for a while, but bringing in Kerrigan, he's got another mind among the bunch that can lead this team. That and Nico coming in. I do agree with what the analysts have been saying all weekend about that promise. They could become a top team.
Yeah.
On that alone, Nico brings a lot of talent.
He really does, and if he can bring the sort of form that he showed this weekend, or this week I should say, that's going to be a very scary prospect.
It is perpetually the weekend in eSports, Henry.
Yeah, we always say that, don't we?
We're just partying on all the time.
Well, in Vegas, it feels like it's a weekend every single night.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
Weird.
It's, yeah,
especially like you go down at like 7 in the morning, like you just woken up for breakfast. There's actually people still drinking, still gambling,
still ruining their lives.
Or, and you know, as long as they control it, it's fine.
Now,
doesn't have to be an addiction.
You're right, but don't ruin my joke. They're not that funny to begin with. The last thing I need is to you to make them less funny. Alu, he's not joking around, gets toward the corners, takedown simple as well, but he got Kiyoshima, who went to swing on support and bait them back in. What it does do is allow Edward down, and that seems to be a common play when you overstay your welcome at corner, because as soon as you retreat to the site, you get greeted by a terrorist who's already taken the ground away, and it's a man advantage for Na'Vi.
Well, they do try to get a bit aggressive there towards inside. It was Alu on the upper ramp, and a player towards lower as well, but Na'Vi getting the advantage here. 3-on-2, Carrigan towards Popdog, trying to lock them in here. But I can see someone outside. That's Seized. Look at his position. He's actually towards outside here, waiting for a mistake to be made by a CT. Bomb still in favor of the terrorists. Carrigan, Popdog, Rain towards inside. So Seized will be giving that call to his teammates. But if Carrigan catches one of them out here, I think they'll go back towards T-spawn. That makes sense.
That's the smartest play by far, because even if they stay above Popdog, Carrigan can call they've stayed B. So as soon as they start to transition that way, they lose all ground. And Seized is going to start to move accordingly to confirm that position. Ooh, careful. Does see him. Because Carrigan snuck out just as he looked back toward Old Palm. And he's playing Hitch. Carrigan walks into a trap, puts himself between them all.
Very smart stuff from Na'Vi. Slowed it down. Didn't panic or anything, but oh God, it's Rain. Anything could happen here.
Anything could, but nothing will. The umbrellas have been brought out finally. They'll stay dry in this round. It goes to 12 for Na'Vi, and a little bit extra money for Flamey as he plants bomb after round. Op for Guardian.
Well then, 12 to 10, another eco here. FaZe getting pushed into the corner. He gets CZs and Deagles, body armor as well. No nades to work with. This should be quite a clean sweep for Na'Vi. Very impressive way they reacted in that round, in that situation. Seeds especially getting that great position outside, not committing towards the pop though. They knew that was a risk. There could be someone waiting down there. And indeed they were. It's Carrigan, and they go all the way up through T-spawn, walk out together as a unit when they know it's a clear path. Seeds already got through there. And it's actually a really cool move. Maybe that's one of the rounds Yanko can break down later on.
Don't tell Yanko how to do his job.
I said maybe.
He might have another round in mind.
I said maybe.
Said maybe. You're gonna be the one that, you know, your British bands.
Yeah. Do you know which one that is?
Oasis.
Nice.
Edward waiting. As are we for the round to start heating up. A minute to go. Carrigan's position's quite interesting because they're about to walk in front of him. Do they check this? Do they know that they've left it open? They certainly do. No mistake made from Seized. Smart from Na'Vi to even consider it. Very careless players would walk by that, go down, give up a gun potentially. There was 2 of them, so maybe a trade, but even still, you don't want to give up any more than you need. As Seized will try and hold off CT rotations, Flash to buy him some space in doing so, and that'll allow him to wrap back, tagged in doing so, but keeps them alive with 5.
Well then,
Bomb's gone B, but Alu's actually already behind them.
Yeah, but the problem is Edward's already pushed towards the connector, and he will find one. He might get taken down here.
But that's not the end of it, because they're trying to go for the safe plan on top of the train. Okay, that might sway it, because they're still inside of the site. Exactly that. Kiyoshima toward the tanker. If I'm him, I'm on that. Just get it and hold it. He's a 1 versus 3, but he doesn't have the information that they're far enough away, and with a 10-second defuse, if he was holding it, he might be close at this point. But the option has passed, and Seized is there. Even with Edward pushing up, they stayed tank side and were undetected. Keo could have made that very interesting.
Well then, not meant to be. And looking at the money, it's still not in a great place. They have to take another eco here. This is getting rough now. It will be 14-10, regardless of Kiyoshima's efforts there. 10-second defuse, not going to come in. And here we go. P250s, Desert Eagles, and 5-7s. Actually, no 5-7s. Take that back.
Take it all back.
I'll do.
3 Eagles. And that of the P250 for Carrigan. He's going to get in behind the server. Server that went down earlier with the power outage. Flash in. Carrigan slightly blind. Better shot from Guardian to start it off. Carrigan, no wingman. Oh, perfect. Burn him. Let him go down. Oh, he nearly does get Flamey. Speaking of burning. But that's not going to work in the end. Then an aid down toward Kiyoshima. He's forced out, nearly gets a deagle shot, doesn't. Flame's still there as he tries to continue to put damage onto Guardian. The man who can't face on all this is Flamey at 9, now 6 HP. They managed to back away without going any further. And they'll swap weapons as well because Flamey, as low as he is, will keep the op for the one-hit wonder. And Guardian will work with the rifle on higher HP.
Oh, and 5-on-3. Guardian finding both frags so far. Steeds chimes in as well, but kiyoshima, nice shot from him. What was that? Desert Eagle picks up the AK-47. Maybe a chance to be a thorn in Na'Vi's side once again. A lot of work to do still, though. Ali spams off some shots towards lower ramp. And interesting move from Edward there. I'm not sure why he had to overcommit to that. He knows exactly where the CTs are. They're rotating back towards outside, and now he's given them a secondary AK.
Secondary AK to work with. Guardian, though, on top of the bomb on A. Keo sprays down from old bomb toward Pop Dog. He's hoping for a lineup inside of the smoke. Flamey was there. He's low. One bullet would do it, but he's not going to put himself in a vulnerable position. Instead, he switches to A main, where they can play the post plant more effectively. Guardian. He waits behind the E-box. No kit, no armor, but AK's in the works. Keo bypasses bomb. Good damage done as he sprays through E-box. That's so spammable that he goes to the Deagle instead, but it's too late. His teammate's down. And it's yet another round for Na'Vi as they find 14, 2 to go in the series. A series that FaZe have fought valiantly to get back into, but still have a lot of work if they want to win it, to be fair. They do bring out the ops.
Yes.
And I plural that.
Yes, you do. Double orb setup. Carrigan and Alu. What a formidable combo on paper. We'll see whether this works out for them. Up against Guardian, though. And he makes his way towards Ivy. I'm sure one of the orbs will be placed in that position. And indeed it will. Carrigan will be there, not looking towards Ivy to begin with. He'll actually be going up to looking towards main entrance, but he will fall back. Guardian very good opening up this map for Na'Vi. Let's see whether he can do it here. He's accompanied by Seized and Flamey.
Flash off. Carrigan did hit it. We were so blind we didn't see the kill feed update, but he nails it. He gets seized down. Good start for FaZe. Carrigan's been the more effective operator in many cases compared to Alu. They're both on 16 kills in this game. It's Rain again that tops for the team, but Simple overall on 24. To give you the update for all you statistic fans. Simple will start to probe the inner sight down the brown halls. Every time I say someone's probing the brown halls, I think it's the prostate exam I'm due for November, Henry.
You are too. I'm going to make sure that happens, don't worry.
I'm sure you will. kiyoshima inside of the site is going to wait with a Molotov in case they walk down from the ramp. And Alu, he's posted ready with the AWP for that exact same effect. But the smoke in, he fires early. That gives up a chance for the cross. Kio's in trouble. He's behind the spool, still makes it work for one. But Flamey gets him back and call it done perhaps in this particular round because it's 3 versus 3, but bombs being planted. It's Alu that needs to hit the next shot. Smoke on the lane. And they go down another and they go down another as Jacobs found it all onto one. It's Alu versus 2. First shot successful, and does he go or does he save the op and play for overtime? The money, it's terrible. I would say go for it. Call this their best efforts. And that's what he elects to try and do.
Headshot.
It was a bit, coming through. Misses on the train. No scope on Edward. Still a chance. Bomb ticking faster. He's got no kit, but it doesn't matter. Flamey's going to hold it, and Na'Vi goes to map and series point.
Had to be the no-scope to finish it off there for Alu. Valiant attempt there, but not meant to be. As he said, the money in dire straits now, and series point has been obtained by Na'Vi. This has been a fantastic series so far, and FaZe have showed us some great rounds, especially Rain, but starting to drop off now. The money's been a bit of a problem. So many ecos here in the second half, but this could be it now. Na'Vi to book themselves to the last space in the playoff, up against 2 pistols, a UMP and a FAMAS. And with the scout, this could be the round that does it.
I won't say that it is until it's done, but it could is the right statement. Rain will go over below Pop Dog, get him closer with the 5-7, but it's Alu on the scout that tries to draw first blood. Gets tagged to 74, AK just clipping him through the edge of the wall. Up for Guardian. Trying to find that angle. Nade will go down, that'll do damage surely. On to Kerrigan, drops him to 57, so sufficient damage in fact. Simple meanwhile will go back over toward Brown to work inside of B. And as he heads upwards, kiyoshima down below.
Such a difficult position now. They're taking a bit of a gamble here, the CTs. 3 players towards inner. That is the right place for now. Smoke some Flashbangs go in. Is this the commitment? They're trying to bait out any utility the CTs may have.
Alu, smoke in front with the scout, has to back off. Keo, calm down. That's your teammate, in fact, that's Will. I think he thought they dropped in already as the smokes were leveled down. He didn't have a sound cue, but they go back through Pop Dog.
Yeah.
It's Kerrigan they get.
The bomb's in it, though.
They're going back through Pop Dog, back through main, up to the halls, and back to B. Rain, deny the bomb plant. He's gonna go wide as well with the 5-7. He had potential for more. And on top of that, Jacob's found a kill. He's got another on C's. He's still spraying in. It's swatched back and forth, and he gets an AK picked up. It's Guardian down. Simple's the last alive. Bomb's not planted. Round is over, and somehow FaZe will survive.
How does Rain do that? Hiding behind the spools there, denies the bomb, finds 2 more kills as well. We've been talking about how good he's been in this series. He's been quite quiet the last few rounds, but he keeps FaZe alive. Here's the replay. They don't check spools. He times it to perfection, and he picks up the AK-47 from this kill. Somehow gets the AK out in time before Guardian can do anything about it. And here we go. If this goes to overtime now, it's down to that man, Rain.
He ran out of pistol ammo and swaps to the primary that he picked up, while his opponent swaps to the pistol because he runs out of ammo. It was a reverse roll. It was interesting. I've not quite seen an exchange quite like that, but this still is a chance for Na'Vi to wrap it. If they don't hear, money becomes a factor, and they want to go aggressive. They're already inside of the A side. It's Rain and Kerrigan over toward Hell, so they don't have much access to wrap around, but they don't need it. Look at the kills coming in. Guardian, Simple, Edward, all unanswered. It's Rain and the problem to try and shut them down. Smoke in front of the problem. Pikio nails it, solves that. It's all him, though. He's got to ace it to keep them alive. Chances of that slim, but he's going to find yet another good shot. Doesn't matter. Guardian's there. Na'Vi pull it off. 3 maps it takes, and a nail-biting third. But there are 8th team to join us in the arena tomorrow.
Yeah, that was actually a really good series. Fair play to FaZe. I kind of discounted them after the first round. I didn't think they'd have a chance on the maps Nuke and Train, but Nuke was a really good showing from them. Rain were a fantastic series throughout, and he tries to keep the dream alive with that final round there, map, but unfortunately shut down at the next one. Wasn't meant to be. Overtime would have been so sick at that point, but some great rounds, some big plays, and you have to give some respect towards FaZe. They've come to this tournament with a stand-in and given us a really good run.
Have a very good run, and Jacob and Rain, the Norwegian brothers, it's the last time potentially we see them together. Had to have been fun for them, but Jacob, what's next? Is it rumors true of Michael Ailey making another team with Fox and him, starting FaZe 2.0 as some people have dubbed it?
Yeah.
But it's I think a good farewell for him. Now that said, they've got to be looking forward to the future and bringing Nico in. Nico's already in the playoffs with Mouse Sports, best tournament they've had in a while. And Na'Vi need to pick up their socks, pull up their socks, whatever the phrase is, because they don't look a team that's going to go far in a playoff run right now to me.
I agree. It's certainly not the Na'Vi we've come to expect in terms of like this lineup on paper and what we're expecting of them kind of like developing as a roster. Doesn't seem to be happening right now. And this was a close call for them, especially against FaZe with a stand-in and the kind of games we've seen so far. I expect Na'Vi to continue what we saw in the first map. I thought those could be 2-0 clean sweep, but Nuke actually looked pretty poor for them.
Well, a simple man is standing by with Smix. We'll send it over to her, and I'd love to hear what he thinks about this series because I don't think he thought it was going to go this far.
Well, congratulations. I can tell you're very, very happy. All smiles over here at the interview area. A lot of fans standing behind you as well. So much going on in that series, but I really want to focus on Train because there's a lot of action going on. Particularly, there was some stressful round for you guys where, for example, Jacob spraying through the smoke and winning the round, Rain with the 5-7. Moments that can really affect a team's mentality, but from your perspective, how did the team handle those situations?
It was very hard at the beginning when we lose these rounds, especially the round when Jackham killed 2 people in smoke. But like we did focus, we did eco, and we discussed what we're gonna do after. Then we said that we're gonna take like 5 or 6 rounds and gonna come back from T side. But it was really, really hard play against them, especially on Nuke and Train. When you're playing like for City side on Train, when you lose in round, you don't have money for next rounds. That's why it was so important to come back on T side.
Now, I know before the major, you guys boot camped and you sounded very confident on Twitter about how the team was doing. You felt you believed in your team. Obviously, the major was 2 weeks ago, and now at this event, Na'Vi have struggled a little bit more. When I spoke to Guardian yesterday, he mentioned that the team dynamic is sort of like being in a relationship with a girlfriend. There's sometimes communication problems, but obviously many different perspectives. What is your perspective on the struggles with the team?
After the first game against Mouse Sports, we had like conflict in team. but after this day we easily fixed it. I don't know, we just, like Guardian said, we should be a family. We should lose together or win together. We should always be together.
Well, moving on to the quarterfinals, you have a chance to play many different great teams. At the major in the quarterfinals, you lost to Astralis, so do you potentially want to get revenge for that loss, or would you rather play another team?
Yeah, rather play against Astralis or SK because they're a strong team. At the major, we didn't show our game, but we have a chance to show it here.
All right, well, congratulations again, Simple. And with that, Na'Vi will be our final team to round out our top 8 here at the MGN Grand.
Perfect stuff from Sue, just getting a little bit more regarding the Na'Vi quarrel that was going on after their previous loss, and they got him into this losers or final elimination mode and match. Did see them pick it up though in the end, a full 3 games. FaZe pushing it to the limits. I know it's something that's a recurring theme so far here at DreamHack. Now, let's start, Janko, by talking a little bit about the fact that we went to a 4-3. The casters, and I presume us on the desk as well, feel like this is actually a pretty, like a nice compromise. See Na'Vi sweat, see FaZe at least make this a full 3 maps and a nice kind of final hurrah for Jacob standing in.
Okay.
Can't quite hear you.
I agree with that.
Thanks. Okay, right,
Yeah,
I chose the wrong person.
I'm happy with what you were saying there.
Because I mean, FaZe into the playoffs, it's not particularly exciting. It's not going to go far. You get your Na'Vi in the playoffs, but you also get to see FaZe doing. I mean,
yeah, you get a good, exciting matchup. You know, the FaZe Deagles were pretty good to see. Carrigan having some nice shots. Just
seeing through smoke.
Yeah,
at one point.
I think they're going to add Nika, Deagle Master, to a lineup with players who can all use it.
True.
It's going to be very exciting. A good send-off once again for Jacob. I think he's a player that deserves a good team, and he potentially given more room to shine, or an in-game leader who can develop his talents would be good. He is a good player and he's solid. So hopefully he can find a good unit.
And we spoke to Simple. You can see him top of the scoreboard as well for Na'Vi, getting that victory under their belt. By no means easy though, Jason. I think they made it clear in the interview there that they have got. It's like a family, and we all know families do have their highs and lows.
That's the funny. I mean, he said, you know, we had those internal conflicts after Mouse Sports, but then he's also just like, we have more to show as well. Like, you know, we didn't get a chance to show it at the major where they got to the quarterfinals. So, I mean, you can't really. I don't really feel like it can be both with this team because we've seen some of the disorganization that they have seeping into their play. I mean, that for this series, for me, both teams, especially on Train, those CT sides. I mentioned it about FaZe, but even Na'Vi's had those struggles, and that just shows some of the communication issues that are going on between the players. There were a lot of rounds on this Train map that were impacted by players having like this weird advanced positioning that hadn't been spotted by the defense, like someone sneaking really deep into the lower bomb site or through Z, and that not being communicated properly by the defense, or deep into the train list. So just some really awkward situations that don't happen on a team that's functioning and communicating in the right way.
When he talks about weird positioning, Yanko, I see your eyes light up. Was there a couple of indications, couple of moments where that did happen?
Yes.
You're in that mood.
I'll give you. I'll help you out here, Alex.
Duncan's here, I see.
Yeah.
Steez was a prime example of that, especially on Train. You know, he was finding himself out Ivy and inside, quite aggressive in those positions, like Jason touched on.
This was so stupid.
Yeah, well, hey, you've got to be happy with a clutch like that, right?
Hell yeah, I would be.
If you're Yakem.
Yakem.
No, I mean that's part of the thing though too. We knew this was going to be like a battle of individual times, like because of the disorganization, because we've seen like of the lesser team play that we've seen out of these teams. They still have incredible star power on these squads. So between Rain, between Jacob, between Simple and Flamey and Guardian, I mean, you had all of that. It was just like, in terms of proper theoretical fundamental Counter-Strike, it was hell at times, but the individual plays were spectacular at times as well.
Which is so crazy considering how we, rewind the clock on Na'Vi, they were the complete contrast to that. They're sitting there watching the time go down, knowing that there was a perfect pocket execute in the bag going up later, and it's a very different roster to what we're seeing now.
I think the problem for Na'Vi is apparent even in a series against FaZe with a stand, and you can see that their map pool is still not deep enough, and they have to play Nuke. Sure, in the end it was a close game, but with FaZe playing with a standing, we saw some cool stuff like the simple being boosted up on the silo and all of that. But you feel like they should be in a position where they need to close out this game 2-0, right? If you can't really do it against FaZe with a stand, then how on earth are you going to do it against a team like VP, Astralis, even Gambit right now? I would love to see a Gambit Na'Vi matchup in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that.
I'm sure Zeus would as well.
Oh gosh, wouldn't that be awesome?
Especially with how their two teams are playing. Zeus would love to be in the advantageous position in that matchup.
Just to kind of clarify how the draw is going down, it is being drawn right now off air, and we're going to get it fed to us when we have it. The way in which this works is that they will be seeded, of course, the first from the groups will be playing against the second from another, and you cannot meet the team that you played in your group until the grand final. That is how it works. That is how it will be played out. But we can quickly recap how the groups do look. Now we've got 8 teams locked in for our playoffs. This is how Group A did work, and we'll start way back at the top of Group A. 4 teams competing, and we quickly wave goodbye to Complexity, and following that one we did get to see Astralis get that rather swift spot in the playoffs, seeing Optic and North battle to the death, and rather it was a battle of, I don't know, what do we call it, chaotic Counter-Strike? We didn't really get to see too much the praise hailed towards either, but North in the end picking it up.
Battle to the death. I guess Optic was already wounded or something, because that was a pretty quick 2-0.
It was, yeah, very swift dispatch of North American squad Optic. Jason, I'll let you take us for a walk for Group B.
Yeah, I mean, Virtus Pro coming through this, and I mean, the real interesting thing about this group for me and how it played out is Virtus Pro with those 2 Cobble picks, one against Gambit, one against Fnatic, and obviously Gambit's very, very good. We're happy to play that map, and Virtus Pro got punished for it. Fnatic, I mean, another time where they pick Cobble, and this is a map that Fnatic loves to play, so Virtus Pro, I mean, you have to remember also at the major, the third map, I forget what it was between Train and one other map, but Train is like a map that Astralis was contending to be the best in the world on, and Virtus Pro allowed that to be the third map, so it seems like at the moment they're almost like trying to make statements with some of their map phases, with some of their pick bans, like saying we'll just beat you on your best map and we'll just prove that we're definitely better.
It was Cobble Misfits, Cobble Gambit, and Cobble in the Fnatic game as well, right?
They love Cobble.
They love Cobble. It's on its way to being Virtus Pro's most picked map.
They had a long undefeated run when they won E-League Season 1 around that period on both Cobble and Mirage. So I guess they're just in general really confident on the map.
Bear that in mind as we prepare for Group C. Chad, I'm going to give this the honor of walking us through Chad. Oh, okay, sure. Nice. Walking us through Group C.
To start off, we obviously have SK, you know, they made it through pretty easily.
I mean, Tyloo didn't put much of a fight.
Not too many struggles for them, and yeah, Tyler went home with only 10 rounds. You can't be happy with that, can you?
Not bad at all.
But the Cloud9 Nip game, it was an interesting match, to say the least. You know, getting to that third map of Cache, it was a bit of a brawl, and I think Cloud9 are disappointed in themselves, but Stewie was making some tweets like they're going to play better in Poland, so that's exciting for them. You know, as long as they're being positive about it, that's what you need.
Yeah, and of course the Ninjas discussion is one I look forward to having once we do get over to that Grand Garden Arena, just whether or not that will ignite some fire beneath them. Because they did, of course, do make a very strong run over at DreamHack Masters Malmo. If they can replicate that here with a very different kind of story coming into it, remains to be seen. But I mean, it's definitely not the same NIP we saw in Malmo. It's kind of the generics discussion we've had for quite a while now, Yanko. But Ninjas do pick it up in a full 3 maps. Do you think Cloud9 were, as the social media warriors will say, robbed? It was taken away from them?
I mean, you can always speculate what happened in that one particular round, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, they could have easily won that round, lost the following round, and they get reset, and they're in an even worse position. I think that it didn't make that big of a difference in the grand scheme of things. Maybe even it even benefited them in a sense that they were losing a lot of rounds consecutively up until that point, so they themselves could take a breather.
Bit of a hiatus for them then. We'll look at Group D as well. Yanko can guide you through and remind us of some of the fantastic Counter-Strike we witnessed in Group D for dysfunctional, in the Serbian's words himself.
Yeah, fantastic Counter-Strike. Not too sure about that, Alex, but definitely entertaining games.
That's what I'm talking about.
We had the Navi Mouse game initially where, you know, Navi felt like they stopped playing at 12-8 when they were in the lead. Nico decided to have 37 kills and win the game for Mouse Sports, the story of his stay in the team. FaZe Renegades, it was actually a pretty close game. In the beginning, a lot of teams exchanging rounds, losing to Pistols, but unfortunately for Chad, Renegades lose out 16-14. And after that, we have Oscar decide to play Counter-Strike. So him, with some help from Nico, dispatched FaZe pretty easily on Mirage. Navi went on to get rid of Renegades, and in the end, in the game, you just saw Navi go through the playoffs.
I mean, we can just take a couple of moments to remind everyone at home what the draw could look like. I mean, we look at those top seeds. Astralis, SK, okay, fine. Then we remind everyone that Gambit and Mouse also feature within those top seeds of the playoffs. I think there's probably less arguments surrounding Gambit, but I think we start with the Mouse Sports thread here, Jason, that they actually in the Yanko's words and many's, they actually put on a pretty good show. Oscar showing up and Nico at the same time. We were all pleasantly surprised.
I mean, this is why people were so excited when Mousesports initially picked up Oscar. Like that was hyped up as like a very good pickup, a very interesting one that could make this team very solid. And you just kind of see the idea of what that team would have been like. It's unfortunate that for whatever reason it didn't work out, but I mean, equally unfortunate is that this team just looks better at the moment. They're about to not be a team anymore.
Right?
I mean, it's obviously the conversation you have. It's very true. All the pressure's off everyone. No one's trying to fit into a system. No one's trying to like really force any kind of an issue. That's not the thought in the back of their head since they know this team isn't going to go on any longer. But it is just kind of a bummer that they're able to get out of the group stage. One of the rare times they're able to do it right before Nico's gone.
I think it's unfortunate that there will be a lot of what ifs left after Nico joins FaZe, simply because, as we touched on it yesterday, it seemed like they were overcomplicating things when throughout this team, and especially when they brought in Oscar at first, right? You see how easy it can be. Sure, when they're both playing well, but they're going for that simple style, letting their individuals play what they want, right? So maybe if that's how they decided to play after the change, they would have had more success.
So maybe
even with the level that, I mean, yeah, it's the game gets much easier when you have someone like Nico getting 36 and someone like Oscar getting 30, whatever. But I mean, even with those two players having some of the games they did, this has always been the issue of Mousesports: is can you actually see them being, you know, a contender for the title of the entire tournament? Yes, they got 2 BO1 wins. Are they going to be able to win a series? Are they going to be able to go through the whole bracket and win the tournament off the back of some of these individual efforts? And that's the main thing, is if you can't get there, then you still need to kind of tool your team and try and find a winning formula to actually hoist the trophy.
I mean, that is a lot of questions that we won't have answers to until the weekend does kick off in that arena tomorrow. But we have to get those brackets drawn, and indeed we are ready to show you. Woo. This is it. This is going to determine the fate of all those teams. And we have Gambit North, Mousesports VP, Astralis NIP, and SK Na'Vi.
That's perfect.
That's sick. This is what we wanted, right?
That's what everyone wanted. I don't think anyone's going to be complaining here, because we can see,
because this could have been bad. There could have been some quarterfinals that would have potentially ruined like the semis and the grand finals.
You could get VP Astralis final again. It could happen.
Could get North Astralis.
North Astralis, full Danish battle.
Anders is back there doing his dojo.
You get SK Na'Vi as well to kick off tomorrow. We get to have fun with that. SK Na'Vi is infamous for being some really, really good Counter-Strike, or at least in the past, maybe perhaps not, given some roster changes and some dips in performance. Do you mind us if we bring that up again, just for the desk
as well?
Yeah, well, just for everyone at home.
Astralis NIP. Virtus Pro Mousesports.
North versus
Gambit. And then that leaves SK
and SK Na'Vi.
The perfect thing about this is that people look at it, you're not having any of those silly matchups straight away. We're not having like VP feeding straight into an Astralis game, right? We're actually going to get to a point where we have proper semi-finals, or we should, without upsets, right? And that's going to lead into so many great storylines for the finals. So really excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think also I think these quarterfinals even have clear favorites. While there's some upset potential, I mean, I think 3 of them. I mean, Gambit North is probably the most closely contested. That'll probably be very cool. But Virtus Pro Mouse is obviously going to be VP. Astralis is obviously going to be favored against NIP, and the last one, SK, is going to be favored against Na'Vi. So I mean, we have like the very clear favorites that are going to make incredible semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, incredible games guaranteed. I think this is a perfect opportunity to remind everyone that you can still get tickets for this event. If you've just seen that draw and you're going, I wouldn't mind watching that live, you still can. Masters.dreamhack.com. It's that simple. I can't speak, but you can go ahead and buy tickets for sure to go ahead and check this event out and join us as we potentially witness another wonderful, I mean, I will never forget that Malmo crowd. We'll see if Vegas can be even close to that. In fact, you could be a part of it if you go ahead and grab the tickets. That will be available at masters.dreamhack.com. With all of that said, gents, another day done and dusted. I hate that phrase.
You do it a lot.
I feel like it's, you know what it is? It's only when it's like the end of the day. So after long, you're tired, you're like, right, time to say goodbye. Fall back to good old faithful.
Yeah.
Done and
Brain's
dusted.
Not working anymore. Done and dusted. Here we go.
I did just want to kind of get some closing thoughts on the day and the outcomes we have. We've got the groups drawn. We're going to have a good time in that arena, Chad.
Yeah, definitely. Those matchups are very exciting. Today was we got the victories we were expecting. Some of the games went a bit closer than I was thinking, but the teams who should have got through, I think.
So no real upsets up to this point. Because, I mean, typically we have some, but, I mean, if you actually review it,
is definitely
you consider that an upset or a surprise.
Fnatic being out.
Yeah, but
there you go. Yeah.
I mean,
what do you do?
Kinda.
What do you say?
Kind of. I have just received word, by the way. The reason I'm not waving goodbye just yet is because the the matchups are correct. The order by which they'll be played is not.
Oh, okay.
So we're just making sure we get that completely clarified while still hanging out with you guys at home.
It's interesting though with Fnatic, right? How they dropped out and you see players tweeting like, we're gonna practice, we're gonna get back stronger. You know, we just been together for a week.
Yeah.
G2, the same thing. Like, didn't manage to qualify for Katowice either. Those new, super teams to an extent. So can you imagine like a year ago if those teams formed, there would be no dilemma about them instantly being like top 4 at tournaments. So that tells you how times have changed, and also how the mentality of the players basically is forced to change. They have to now be like, oh, but we just need time to practice and it will be so much better, when I think they were all expecting just straight off the bat to be a top 4 team.
I think some people did as well. I mean, do you not remember that tweet where it was like from Zeus?
Yeah.
Fnatic have been together for a day and they're already fornicating with people,
Yeah,
it's always fun.
Nice answer. I like it. I also, but I mean, the funny thing is, talking back once Fnatic got eliminated, is we're just like, when was the last time any of these guys had to like get eliminated in a group stage or have to worry about this level of a performance? It's probably been three years-ish.
Well, I mean, not when you're in your Godsend and they experienced it.
But like this lineup, this Fnatic team, these players in Fnatic, and I think that was part of the reason why that Godsend team really struggled, is because those players aren't used to having to actually like work this hard to form new team chemistry. And it is interesting that you bring up G2 as well. Similar play styles, the Luther style, less tactical, and that's what all the other players have talked about. This does not work in the current meta, and it's being proven true.
Krim said it, didn't he? That was like in his kind of statement about why he was moving back. Is like, I couldn't handle that going back. It felt like he'd taken a huge step back, and mentally he was like, I used to be lifting trophies, going to events, walking home, trying to get a trophy through security, and now I'm forced to watch the event.
First world problems.
I mean, just look at this. Like this exact 5-man lineup of Fnatic. The only time they were not top 4 was at Columbus, where they lost to Astralis in the quarterfinals. Every single tournament they attended, they were at least top 4. 5-6 tournaments in a row, first place, and now they are, out of the group stages. So it's not like their style was ever, super strategic, so they need time to practice their, runs. It's more based on communication. But yeah, it tells you how times have changed. Also, G2 losing to Heroic as well, something that you wouldn't really expect to happen.
I mean, 2017 is shaping up to be. I mean, when you think about these projects that have just been undertaken, including the Nico to FaZe, including the fact that you've now got Phelps into SK, including the fact that you have got the NVG2 projects, Fnatic are all back together. You've got so much, like, midway through 2017, we could be witnessing some, like, CS we haven't quite reached before.
Yeah, I think the top 10 right is going to be really competitive this year. We saw a lot of blowouts today, but these are teams who are maybe not on the cusp of that anymore, but once were. And I think, like you're saying, with all these new projects and the current teams that we're seeing at the top, it's going to be super exciting. And the way Counter-Strike's going, I enjoy it much more, seeing the tactical side, right?
Yeah, I think we all do.
If they actually manage to adjust, I mean, sure, the Fnatic team came back together, but they've never played like a super strategic style. Maybe early on when Pronex was in the lineup, so that's when you could see it from them. And they were really dominant. You couldn't really see it that much. Same with G2 or Envious. So the question is for them also, can they widen their game, so to speak?
It's a big question. I know that we could really talk about Counter-Strike for the entire evening. We could talk it until the sun did set, but we can go ahead and show you exactly how the order of which the games will be going on tomorrow. There it is. That's how we start our day. Whew, SK Na'Vi to start it off. Then following that, we chase it with a Gambit North, hailed by our analyst to potentially be the closest. Then you get Astralis, NIP, Denmark versus Sweden, a Scandinavian affair. Yeah, and we finish our day.
Is this changed now?
VP Mouse.
So before
because
it was...
VP and Astralis weren't on the same side of the bracket.
Yeah, so that's the order is back to where it should be. The reason being, of course, let's not forget, guys, that you cannot meet a team from your group, for example, Astralis North, until the grand final.
Okay, that's where we messed it up.
I'm actually just more unfortunate for Na'Vi. Last game today.
This is actually pretty depressing now.
Tomorrow.
Well, it's not depressing. There's still exciting games, right?
Why are you depressed?
Well,
what do you have to be depressed about?
I liked it before. Can we
change it back?
Can we change it back, please?
Rules are rules. We're learning that today here at DreamHack.
Can you show the old graphic, please?
Right, we're going to go tuck Yenko into bed. We've had a whole lot of fun, and hopefully it's going to get bigger and better. We're in Vegas, after all, tomorrow as we head to the MGM Grand Garden Arena. The playoffs are locked in, and we hope to see you guys same time tomorrow for 4 best-of-3s of some high-octane Counter-Strike. Thank you for joining us. One final thank you to our sponsors, of course, Monster Energy, keeping us awake during all of this Counter-Strike, alongside HyperX, which hopefully helps me memorize various parts of this game, and alongside of that Asus ROG, which is, of course, the laptop Chad's rocking right now, and the arena that we're about to be venturing into, MGM Grand. Big thank you to them. So we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, for those playoffs. Down and dust.